Hello, everyone. Tim here. We are live, only like 2 minutes late, so all good. This is another episode of Who Had the Best Decade. We are focusing today on film composers, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. Film or music in film is instrumental to how a scene can play out. If you watch a scene with and without music, it is insane the difference. So I'm going to bring in an awesome panel of people. They're going to introduce themselves, and then we're going to go through who we think, which composers put together the best decades. And yeah, I'll bring in the first person right now, Adam to stream, and we got Convicted
Ahoy
Cinephile.
Hey, not convinced Cinephile. I spelled the name wrong. I was so excited to get this to work finally that I didn't realize it. So yeah,
it is Convicted Cinephile. And for everybody in the stream, in the description below, we'll have their YouTubes, Instagrams, everything you need. Sub everyone, give everyone a follow. But yeah, man, I'm going to make you full screen and introduce yourself, tell everyone what you're about.
Well, I am Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. I like to talk shop and pop open, that is, movies and physical media. Same thing we all do, right? But seriously, I'm just a movie geek who has loved movies since I can remember. They were my first true love. Don't tell my wife I said that. But yeah, I like to do unboxings and go out and thrift and things of that nature. It's award season, and I'm huge into the Oscar season, so that's what I've been focusing on lately. So yeah, that's my deal mostly.
All right, cool. Yeah, I like your channel for the award stuff because that stuff's not covered near as much by people. So that is very cool.
I like all aspects of the movies, not just try not to focus too much on one thing.
I appreciate the award stuff though. It's pretty cool. You got a nice little niche there that isn't covered by as many people.
Cool.
So
glad someone watched it.
All right. So next person coming in, everyone here is well familiar with one of the best collections you can possibly have, and that is Tony. How you doing, Tony?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. So I'm going to make you full screen, and you can tell everyone how amazing that collection is and how great your channel is.
So I'm Tony, BasementBlus. I do love collecting physical media. I've been collecting for many years. Enjoy looking for Blu-rays, looking for slipcovers. You can find me on YouTube, and you can find me on Instagram. That's usually where I'm at most of the time. So yeah, I just enjoy this community.
I'm right there with you, man. Community is what keeps me going here. This is all about the community. So next one up is an awesome supporter of all streams and just a straight up great guy. Everyone will know him familiar from every type of stream. He is always supporting everybody. Added to the stream now, and we got Horror in 4K.
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Going good. Nice and early.
Guys, it's so good to be here. Oh my goodness.
So
what is going on?
Not much. I'm gonna make it full screen and tell everyone about your Instagram.
Awesome. So I'm Horror in 4K, aka Matthew. I am a huge physical media collector, and through the last lockdown we had in the UK, I started watching Tim, Ken, My Killer Podcast, Mal. I watched Movies and Sue, and these guys really took me out of the depression that was being stuck at home all the time. And so I followed their streams. I followed, I got in touch with Tim. I got in touch with Ken and Mal and Sue, and just and got involved in this amazing community. And I haven't looked back since. So it's been a blessing since then. So I owe it all to these guys, and I'm really thankful for Tim for letting me being on the stream. So thank you so much, Tim.
No problem, man. I am very happy to have you on. Like I said, when you accepted, I was happy. You are a huge supporter of everybody, and it's great to have you up here.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
And now for last but not least, we have another person that's been on the channel before with Movies with Ryon. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you all?
Doing good.
Good.
So, full screen and tell everyone about your amazing steelbook collection.
It's not as amazing as Tony's and Movie Hunter 22s or 2020s and a few other people, Jagodas. But I'm Ryan from Movies with Ryan. You are in the It's Always Sunny room. YouTuber, do a video a week, hunting, thrifting, box openings, collection updates. I'm on Instagram too, doing Instagram lives under the same name. Love being up here. This is going to be a great panel tonight, and I appreciate it greatly. Tim?
No problem. This is going to be a fun one. Film scores are not talked about near as much as they should be, so this is going to be a good time. We'll make a quick run through to see who's here in the chat, and then we'll start with our first one. So we got Binbuster here. Welcome. Nice and early he was here. Brian Miller. Saying hello to Binbuster. We got Susan here. Travis couldn't stay. That's fine. Watch replay or just even stopping in to say hey is awesome. Johnny, hey guys. Binbuster again. Johnny, Saturday is going very well. I actually showed up to work when I didn't have to, so I got the day off because I didn't even realize I wasn't working.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, on my part. I should have checked the schedule. But 4K D-Ray is here. He whooped me in the battle last night, the trivia. I didn't do so hot, but it was fun. We got Mika here, also a great supporter.
Oh, Mika's amazing.
Yeah, she's great. She's always in streams, and she's just awesome. Movie Hunter 2020, which been talking a lot to on Instagram Live.
Movie Hunter's incredible.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Instagram Live a lot. Hit that like button. Yes, I'd appreciate that. Anything to help with the darn YouTube algorithm. Culture Trini here. Awesome. What's up, good people? Smash that like button. Yeah, the like button dies tonight. I was not subbed to Convicted. Now I am. Can't believe I was not. There you go. You got a sub.
I made the Apex awards season sizzle reel, so you got to be a fan of that.
Hey, Tony. That horror dude is here. Welcome. Holland Oates, Always Sunny room. Heck yeah.
Yep.
What don't you collect? Not much. I spend a lot of money on a lot of stuff. Great panel right here. Yes, it is. Hey, everyone. Great panel tonight. Yes, it is. 100. Hey, Tim, a wonderful panel. We got Movies to Sue here. Awesome. And Mika again. Alrighty. So we're going to start with Convicted Cinephile. And like I said, as much time as you need to talk about your choice on Best Decade.
All right. Yeah, this wasn't the easiest thing in the world. I basically just looked through a list of composers that weren't John Williams because he was too obvious. And I saw a name that popped up and I was like, oh, that'd be a good one. And since I am, like I said, an awards geek, I immediately was drawn to this person. He has a whopping 8 Oscars that he won over the course of 6 years. And he is the original godfather of the Disney Renaissance, Alan Menken. So I did between 1989 and 1998. He won, like I said, 8 Academy Awards. 4 were for score, 4 were for song. He had the double nomination for Little Mermaid, which he won both song and score, and was nominated for an additional song. He did Beauty and the Beast, which he was nominated for song and score again, won both again, and was nominated for 2 additional songs for that film, I believe. And then the next year he did Aladdin, where he was nominated and won for song and score again. And then in 1995, he did Pocahontas, which he once again won for both song and score. And then he did Hunchback of Notre Dame, and what was the last one? Hercules, all in that time. So he didn't do a ton of stuff outside of that decade, but that decade is like obscenely impressive. And the Oscar geek that I am had to choose it. So that's who I went with.
You know, I know a lot of composers, and you actually got me with one that I'm not familiar with.
Nice.
I don't know. Disney composers, and yeah.
Did I take yours, Tony? I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have a good backup plan.
How about that though? The very first one, and I wasn't even in that ballpark of looking. That's a really cool choice.
Yeah,
And
it's a good one.
The award geek got me in that one. Otherwise, he wasn't my first go-to, but that's why I settled on him.
Yeah, you were listing off the stuff he was in. It's like, oh my gosh, I did not,
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. Like,
pretty much everything but Lion King, he did that. So
that is impressive as heck.
yeah.
Movies with Ryan, did you know, or Matt, did you know who? I had no idea. So,
No, that's news to me. Yeah, 100%.
That is a heck of a good pick.
Well, Tony won too.
Well, yeah, 2 panelists picked it. It must have been a really good pick.
Yeah, seriously. I go record shopping all the time, and I see all those Disney film scores, and I just generally don't grab them. Not that the music's not good.
Right.
I guess I just maybe I need to look into them a little bit more.
Yeah, the songs kind of overpower the scores in a lot of those movies.
Yeah.
But when you separate them, it's still just as impressive. So
Yeah.
I'm not even like a huge Disney freak or anything like that, but I'm just like, yeah, he's undeniably great. So
The awards you listed out, that's incredibly impressive.
yes. Plus, he was nominated like another 11 times beyond those. So
You just made me look up my guys' awards. I forgot to look at that.
my backup had no Oscars, so that's why I had to settle on this one since it's Oscar season.
After we run through, though, I'm definitely curious on people's backups. I don't want to say them now because someone else might have, but I am curious who our backups were. But dang, I'm sorry, Tony.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I have a good one also.
All right, so we'll run through a couple more comments real quick, and then we'll head on to Tony, which I'm sure your backup is awesome. Tony, do you collect Star Wars? You look very familiar. LOL.
So I have an identical brother named Tim, and he's a big Star Wars collector.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He
All
needs to
YouTubers
go
have
out
twin brothers, apparently.
a stream with Mika and her sister. Have like a twins stream.
We'll do it with Alex.
Get Alex and his brother.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wow, there's a lot of twins going on. Jagoda, what's going on, everyone? Hey, thanks for stopping in. Tony, I see you got your Puppet Master trunk. I'm still waiting on mine. That thing is a beauty.
That thing's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so nice. I want it. I really do. When Jagoda posted it was $125 during that sale, I so wanted to click buy. Oh my god.
I think goes half off a couple times a year, usually.
Yeah,
you'll find it again on sale.
yeah, I'm gonna have to pull the trigger soon. Robzilla, hey pals. Great choice. That really.
Thank you.
Like
I thought
I
so.
said, I know a lot of composers, and that one just right over my head. Seriously, right over my head.
That's my goal. To confuse and frighten everybody.
What's up? Cool cats and kittens. Not much. Get out of town, y'all. Look like Tim, Tony. That's crazy. Small world. Flat X2, great conversation. Yes, he's another one that would have been awesome up on here too. Actually, John is a big fan of film scores. I'd love to talk film scores with him one of these times. And y'all look like twins. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on to Tony, and let's see that backup.
Okay, so I chose Danny Elfman, and there's a lot of great films. I chose from 1988 to 1997. First up, 1998, we have Beetlejuice. We also got Scrooged. And then 1989, we got Batman.
Classic.
1990, we got Nightbreed. Dick Tracy. We got Darkman. Here I am picking up the same movie. Dick Tracy, Darkman, and Edward Scissorhands, all in the same year, 1990. Then 1992, we got Batman Returns. If you just think about the scores during these movies, you can just, you can just hear them. We got see, what year did we get The Nightmare Before Christmas? 1993. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen Dolores Claiborne, but this right here was another one from 1995. In that same year, he also did Dead Presidents, which we don't have. I don't have that on physical media. In 1996, we got the Mission Impossible, the first movie, film score. Great. And we got the Frighteners that same year.
Nice.
And we also got Mars Attacks that same year. And I don't have that one on physical media. 1997, we got Men in Black. And lastly, we got Good Will Hunting.
Ooh.
So, yeah, really good decade for Danny Elfman.
That ended on a really high note, too.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Good Will Hunting.
Just think about the Batman score. I can just hear it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Did you include Men in Black? I missed if you said Men in Black, because that also came out. Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I spaced. Okay.
That's a killer score. You know what's funny? Leading up to this, I looked into Danny Elfman too, and I listened at work in my truck probably like 8 solid hours of Oingo Boingo.
I love Oingo Boingo.
So, because Tony brought up someone that came from a rock band, something I wanted to touch on is, if I can find the list. There we go. So, if you think about it, Danny Elfman is really one of the pioneers of major musicians to transition into film scores.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool when you think about it, because Clint Mansell is an amazing composer. He came from a band called Pop Will Eat Itself. You got Trent Reznor came from Nine Inch Nails. Nick Cave came from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. You got Johnny Greenwood and Tom York came from Radiohead. I mean, you have some absolutely killer composers that came from rock bands. And that kind of started with Danny Elfman. Like, that was a big deal, him transitioning from a pretty successful band to doing film scores, and he knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
Yeah. He's doing Doctor Strange 2. I'm excited that I saw he's doing Doctor Strange 2 with Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
He did Spider-Man. He did Spider-Man, both Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. And Sleepy Hollow also.
So what's everyone's favorite from him then, if you out of that time range? Does anyone know?
To me, I think it's the Batman theme.
Yeah.
Batman, yeah.
Who's up there? Edward Scissorhands, just the score by itself. I'd say that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I think Batman 89 and the original Spider-Man.
Yeah. Hulk is really underrated. I love that score.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Didn't like
the music spot for Men in Black. The Men in Black score is fantastic.
Great minds think alike, Tony. Guess who my backup was?
Was that your backup?
Yeah. Except it was 1985 to 1994. I wanted Pee-wee's Big Adventure in there.
Nice.
Dang. That is definitely a choice though that I looked into, and I enjoyed listening to a whole ton of hours of Oingo Boingo. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, great.
Have you guys listened to Danny Elfman's new? He released a new album. Was it late last year? I think it was like a new, not a score, but like his own album.
I heard about it. My friend who said it's awesome. I haven't heard it yet though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely worth checking out. It's very experimental with songs, but that's that's what Danny Elfman is.
That's what he's best at.
Yeah,
He's incredible. The talent is unreal from Danny Elfman.
Yeah, and it was I think he was just asked as a favor by who the heck asked him as a favor? Damn, I am.
Was it Tim Burton for Pee-wee?
Yeah, it was probably it would have been Burton. Yeah, would have been.
That was his first score. Yeah.
Yeah, plus he did a lot of stuff for Burton.
Yeah, that's a fantastic choice. All right, so we're gonna run through the comments a little bit. Beetlejuice. He did Nightbreed. He did Nightbreed twice.
Yes.
Came late. My guess he's talking about Danny Elfman. Yep. We got Ken here. How you doing, Ken?
What's up, Ken? Kenny Levels.
Elfman is a goat. Absolutely. I'm sure. Did all of us look at Elfman as a possibility, or
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't not look at him. I mean,
yeah?
Nope.
I immediately went to Batman 1989. I was like, okay, where should I include that in my Elfman list? I was like, man, somebody's probably already going to do it.
yeah.
I have someone completely different, like in mind.
Yeah. He actually. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say I think my pick is probably going to be a little bit off the radar too, but he's done a lot of good movies. So
I like Off the Radar because that also gives me more people to look into. So
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Sup Holland. Okay, mid-level. Too bad you had to leave out Spider-Man 2002. They can. Yeah, that's the tough thing with the 10 years, though. There's a lot of them that when you hit the 11 and 12 year mark, you're having to figure out what you're leaving out. Because I ran into that with my top choice. It was I had to leave out a major one.
That's why I landed on Alan Menken, because that his was all in like 8 years, so it made it really easy.
Yeah.
Kenny Levels in the house. Levels of Ken is
Kenny Levels. That makes me laugh so much all the time.
Yes.
Trent Reznor had a good decade. It would be 2010 to 2019, but killer, like seriously killer. If 2010 to 2020 is 11 years, but he bookends that with an Oscar win. So
yeah, he does. Yeah, both ways. Yeah.
Yep. Batman and Nightmare are my favorite. The opening of Nightmare is classic. Yeah. PR Movie Wax in the house. What's up, guys? Beetlejuice is far my favorite. Not even close. That score has such power to just elevate. Yeah, a score can really help a film that's struggling. To me, there's two things in a film that can help win me over, and that's cinematography and score. You nail those two things, and there's a pretty good chance I'm going to enjoy your movie. Great choice. It's a Dead Man's Party. That's an underrated band, man. I enjoy that.
I love that song. Yeah, they're so good.
That's true, Mika. A score can make a movie a masterpiece. Yes, absolutely. There's so I don't know how everyone else feels. There's different levels of scores for me because I buy a lot of scores. There is scores that work amazing in the movie, but they don't work as well outside of the movie. And then the truly great ones you can listen to outside the movie and with the movie, and they work just as well.
Interstellar comes to mind.
Oh God!
Most of the Nolan stuff comes to mind.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah. Hans Zimmer's stuff with Nolan is incredible.
Yes.
I actually had a film score playlist going, and when Time came up from Inception, Time is an incredible song.
So the thing is, with Hans Zimmer and the Dark Knight soundtrack throughout the trilogy, it just gets you pumped to just go and just conquer life. Just to be a badass. It's just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, Side Hustle's got when we get down to it, Side Hustle's got a good idea.
Alrighty. Just think about all the 80s horror movies, scores made those movies. Yeah, especially horror. I mean, you think about Jason. I mean, just those few notes, it makes him coming. You just hear those notes and you're like, yep, someone's getting killed.
Should have done Henry Manfredini. He just had a good decade. Just do all 9 Jason movies. In the 80s. Part 3 being the best, of course.
You ever see his signature too? He actually signs it with the notes from the music. It's actually really cool. Yeah, he has an awesome signature. We have Mel here. What's up, everyone? Amazing panel tonight. Yes, it is.
That's my Blu-ray sister.
Mel has such amazing energy on screen. I love
she's amazing. she's such a vibe.
Yeah, she should have like 5 times the subs she has. I think people
100%.
People just need to discover her. That's I mean, she's great.
We love you, Mel.
That's why my favorite composer is Alan Howarth and John Carpenter. My God, did they do amazing stuff together? They were a powerhouse, and now you got John Carpenter working with his son and Daniel Davies, and they're all great together.
Yeah.
What's up, my killer podcast? Question for y'all: what's one track that everyone likes but you hate? Like one track from a score.
I know a track I don't like. It's from I believe, the first Spider-Man. The actual soundtrack is that Nickelback song. That track can go.
Hey, no Nickelback hate here. I like Nickelback.
I wanted that song to be in No Way Home so bad. I wanted that to be the intro song of that movie so bad.
That's Toby's entrance music.
Yeah, could have been.
Oh my god!
They blew that one.
I will say,
funny story.
Go for it. Yeah.
Funny story is, I saw Nickelback live in London, and the lead singer Chad Kroeger, he said, I wrote a song about getting so high that he could hear heaven, and they played it in a superhero movie for kids, and he said it blew his mind. It was just like, yeah, that song was about marijuana.
I saw Nickelback in concert back in like 2005. They were really good.
They're good guys.
Yeah, I like the first half of their music. I think when they got to about Dark Horse, I wasn't into it. I wasn't into the lyrics per se, but I like their first several albums a lot.
Absolutely.
Armageddon theme makes me tear up every time thinking about Harry Stamper. Don't tell anyone. Armageddon has a good music.
It does, actually.
Yeah.
I crash Schindler's List every time, so that's okay. That's from the music. I can just hear the music when it gets to me.
Lots of haze to Mel. Can we go to bonus round and have everyone name their favorite soundtrack of all time? Heck yeah, if everyone else is good for it.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
Soundtrack or scores?
Well,
soundtrack. I would go with soundtrack because soundtrack is different from score, but there's a lot of movies that had fantastic soundtracks.
I have a good one for that, so I'd like to do that.
I could probably name both soundtrack and score for me, but yeah, that's awesome. Well, we could do that. Mika, what's up, girl? Chrissy, Indiana Jones to your listening to any Indiana Jones to you listening to any time topic. Indiana Jones is a great score. John Williams, everything he touches is amazing. I enjoy Graham Revel's work. I don't. I want to know. Hey Susan, hey Sue. All right. We'll probably take a pause on the comments and we'll head on to Ryan.
Okay. So my pick ended last year with probably an Oscar-worthy score to a movie that is fantastic. And I'm going to actually start at his newest movie and work my way back down. So 2021 to, 2012? That's going to be Hugh Weilinga. And his movie last year was Apex. A great score, a great movie. No, I'm joking. I can't do that.
Go on, Andy.
Ken was in here. I had to do it.
Ken is jumping for joy right now. You know that, right?
Oh, yes. Okay. So my real pick, he is a New Zealander. He is a classically trained musician, has learned several instruments through his life. His years I'm going for is 1994 to 2003. He's had 22 nominations total and 16 awards through various different things. And actually, somebody in the chat just named him, and it is Grammy Revell. And if you're not familiar with Grammy, Tim, starting in 1994, he had The Crow, went to No Escape, SFW, then he did The Street Fighter. 1995 brought Basketball Diaries, Tank Girl, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, Strange Days, The Tie That Binds, Killer, A Journal of Murder. 1996 brought From Dusk Till Dawn, Race the Sun, The Craft, Fled, Crow City of Angels, The Saint, I'm already 97, Spawn, The Chinese Box, Suicide Kings, '98's The Big Hit, Lulu on the Bridge, Dennis the Menace Strikes Again, The Negotiator, Strike, Bride of Chucky, The Siege. '99, we jump into Idle Hands, Buddy Boy, Bats. Pitch Black is in 2000 with Titan AE. Let's see what else he's got in 2000. He did a Dune TV miniseries. He did the music for that. What am I going to? 2003. So 2001 is Double Take, Blow, Human Nature. He did a documentary for Anne Frank. Lara Croft Tomb Raider. 2002 is Collateral Damage with Schwarzenegger. High Crimes, Below. Daredevil is in 2003. Freddy vs. Jason. Out of Time, and he ends the decade with Open Water. So, a guy that you don't hear much about because of the, I actually didn't realize he had done my favorite movie, The Crow, and then I started looking, and he's done all these other great movies that I really, really enjoy. But Grammy Revell, 1994 to 2003.
Damn.
Nice.
I own two of those on vinyl, The Crow and Dusk Till Dawn. Didn't even know. I bought them because of the movies, and damn, you listed off a lot of bangers in there. There's some good stuff.
He's one of those names I know, but I could never tell you what score he did until you just listed them all. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he's done other stuff too. I was going to start a year earlier, but I wanted to get Out of Time and Daredevil in there. But he also did Hard Target, Ghost in the Machine. I mean, he's got a pretty good run all the way through his whole career so far.
Damn, that's crazy. I own two of them. I didn't even. I got to look into more of his stuff then.
Yeah.
Wow. I really like that choice. So that's two so far that I need to research more on. So I like that.
Well, don't forget Hugh Wylinga, for that Apex.
I mean, that's the real winner in this.
Oh yeah.
Ken said Apex is done, and that seems like it's never gonna die.
No, that hopefully that's the apex of all the jokes, and it is dead.
I saw on IMDb today he is in 8 more films this year that are going direct to video. One of them being a threequel of one of something else. So we can only hope he has another Rotten Tomato or what the hell?
Yeah.
Golden Raspberry nomination for himself again next year in his own category.
Him and Nick Cage has been doing some good stuff, but they're two names that I see the stuff and it's like, I'm not sure on this. I was at Big Lots earlier and I picked up a Nick Cage movie and it was 2017. I'm like, this is in the range that this could suck. So I don't know about that one. Yeah. All right. We'll head back to comments.
I'm calling it now. I'm never going to do anything halfway funny like that ever again in any stream I'm ever in.
That was the apex of your funniness.
Yes.
You guys are too sweet. Love you guys. You're awesome, Mel. Everyone
we love
loves
you, Mel.
What's up, Killer Pods? Favorite revenge type score? Chrissy asks. It's going to sound super generic, but the score to the movie Revenge is freaking awesome. That's an awesome soundtrack. I had to buy it like immediately after watching the movie.
Agree.
It's so good.
And how awesome is that second sight release? It's
it's made
beautiful. Yeah, that's a really good one. I actually I had another copy because I bought the second sight, so I sent it off to Mel. Hopefully she enjoys it. It's a great movie.
Oh my goodness, it's incredible.
I like those types of movies, but I haven't seen that one for some reason.
It's really good.
It is.
It's heck out of me. Gotta love Mel. She's awesome. Yeah. There's lots of Mel love. I don't think anyone likes that Nickelback song. Well, there was that running joke basically that no one wants Nickelback, not even Canada.
Yeah. Which I totally don't understand, but it's okay.
It was actually just Chad Kroger, I think. What's up, Susie? Hey there. All right. So What I hate about soundtrack, especially in the mid 90s to later 2000s, they had a soundtrack filled with popular artists, but the songs aren't in the movie and you couldn't find the score. Yeah, that was a big thing, especially with like horror movies. There would be like rock and nu metal soundtracks, which I enjoy that stuff, but almost all the songs had nothing to do with the movie. They weren't in it. Like
they songs from and inspired by a motion picture, and that's how they'd get away with that one.
Yeah.
I always hated
You had
it.
like Take a Look Around by Limp Bizkit, which was the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack. That was incredible. Back in the day when I enjoyed nu metal.
Not ashamed. I still enjoy that. I listen to a lot of that stuff still. I never grew out of like nu metal and all that. Yeah.
Oh no, 100%.
I never care if someone thinks my music taste is shitty. Whatever.
Nu metal was amazing.
Yes.
I was all over that stuff. I basically most of my music is like grunge 90s through today's stuff too, but a lot of stuff is like 2000 to like 2007, 8. I listen to a lot of that stuff.
Oh, 100%. I just recently got into listening for the first time since I was probably about 15. It was probably Kid Rock, like his early stuff, and that was very nu metal, very sort of rock and rap, and that was awesome. Yeah,
and then he transitioned. He's like full on country, I think now. I haven't listened to him in a while, but I think he's like full country now.
Yeah.
Best soundtrack would be great to hear everyone's choices. Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely do that. I'm curious what everyone would pick, because there is that distinction. Some people don't distinct between soundtrack and score.
Yeah.
Question for y'all: Do y'all think trailer music must be included in the movie being shown? No, I don't think so. Music for a trailer is just meant to get you kind of pumped up for that moment to go see it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it needs to be in it.
And then sometimes there's actually scenes in the trailer that don't even make the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I like.
Speak about Marvel movies like that.
Sometimes I kind of like though when scenes are different, as long as they didn't have a joke that's funnier in the trailer than funnier in the movie. But in general, I kind of like it. It keeps it different. I don't know. Apex will never die.
He gets a nickel every time someone says it, so just keep going.
Yeah, he should get kickback by now. He's probably sold so many copies.
Someone needs to get an Apex tattoo.
By someone, you mean Ken, right?
Yeah.
That's an awesome list of movies he did. Yeah, when Ryan was listing that off, I was like, holy crap, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Dang, he's got some goodies in there. Another great choice, nice selection of films. We need Strange Days in 4K. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time. Right. All you had to say was The Crow, and that should say everything about him. Yes. And From Dusk Till Dawn, though. From Dusk Till Dawn is damn good. Great picks. All right, so we're going to hold off on comments, and we're going to go with your stuff, Matt. We'll see what your choice is.
Right. So I thought this would be fitting, seeing as I'm British. And this goes in the line of espionage. So you could probably guess that time in the sort of era of John Barry. I am a huge fan of James Bond, and I can't think of anyone that's more iconic in the sound of Bond than John Barry. He did the main score that you hear during the gun barrel sequence before every film. He also did From Russia with Love. He also did We Have All the Time in the World. And my favourite one is You Only Live Twice, instrumental by John Barry. that score is so phenomenally haunting, so beautifully haunting that it gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it. It's just, for me, John Barry was it was his composure that also made the Bond films what it was, because without that, you know, there would be no Bond, because that, I think, like, that was also a help from John Barry. So that's huge for me. And even though he also won awards, which were for Dances with Wolves, Born Free, Out of Africa, The Lion in Winter, and yeah, he's a Midnight Cowboy as well.
Nice.
So he's but not for any Bond films, I don't believe. I can't see online, but he is one of my favorite composers, but just because his instrumentals he does for those movies give me goosebumps. So, and when you get goosebumps, you know it's a real feeling. So yeah, John Barry.
That is a freaking awesome choice.
Yeah.
That's good.
John Barry was the. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say he was one of the other ones I looked at.
Yeah.
Just because of all the Bond films.
Yeah.
His only downfall, Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know, you're all gonna make me seem ridiculously generic though, based off your choices, because you guys pick some like really fire choices, and then I'm gonna come out with this super generic. It's not John Williams, but
Well, it can't be. That's the rule, right?
but it's still gonna feel really generic now. Oh my god, that was I thought about John Barry. I looked into him, but damn no, that is an awesome choice. And being from the UK, that perfectly fits you choosing him. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Without that,
It's in my head right
Yes.
now. I can't get it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's so that theme tune is so iconic in movie history.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's just,
And even if you do not like Bond, if you hear that, you immediately know that it's James Bond.
it's James Bond.
Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely.
The Bond franchise is tied with music deeply. I mean, it's a big deal. Outside of the score, it's a huge deal when they land who does the next song.
Right.
Like, music and Bond are a big deal together.
Yeah. The score and the theme song, it's always a big deal.
Yep. Oh,
Absolutely.
I really love that choice. God.
Oh, thank you.
And you can definitely say Mission Impossible picked up on that. They knew that they had a hit with Bond doing their music.
Mm-hmm.
So Mission Impossible trying to copy that same espionage thing, they got that great score for their entrance to their movies and their TV show. And that's another one you can distinctly know exactly what it is as soon as it plays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Any movie that can nail the theme song to the point where you can recognize it without seeing anything, you hit a home run. I mean, that is, if you get recognition without anything but just the music, it's a big deal.
There's not too many.
Absolutely. And having Nancy Sinatra, obviously Frank Sinatra's daughter, sing over John Barry's orchestra for You Only Live Twice is incredible. So
That's a great pick.
Makes me want to watch more Bond films because I don't watch them that often.
Yeah, actually, I got to dig into my whole box set. I have that big Blu-ray box set. I should dig into that because I only watched a couple out of it since I got it.
Oh, wow.
So, who's your favorite Bond, since we're on that?
Oh, mine, I grew up in the Brosnan era. I was very much GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, World Is Not Enough. They were my first movies that I saw in the theatre. So, but I've got a soft spot for Roger Moore. So, you know, his movies were a little bit more comedy. But yeah, Daniel Craig, I think, did a phenomenal job. I mean, I loved No Time to Die. I'm still a bit twisted on the ending, but it is what it is. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, if you've seen it, you know what I mean.
My personal thought with Bond, I like gadgets. That's what I'm into Bond for. So like Brosnan was like peak, well not peak. There was ridiculous gadgets before him, but the driving the car with the phone and the invisible car. Like I love gadgets. So Brosnan Bond just killed it for me. He had the charisma and just awesome gadgets. I loved it. So like as much as I like Craig, there wasn't as many gadgets as I wanted.
No, that's it. It was more
That's
grounded.
like the one negative of that franchise. Yeah.
And mostly with his, it was car chases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Casino Royale, before I realized that this was going to be as grounded as it is, when he hopped in the car, I'm like, yes. And then the car flips like 20 seconds later. I'm like, no. Like,
That's a good stunt, though.
oh, it was awesome. But
it flipped like 30 times. It was fantastic.
My favorite, I think, is Tomorrow Never Dies, where he's controlling the car with his mobile phone.
Yeah.
And it's such an old cell phone, but he's controlling the car with the phone. And that's always awesome.
And you see that now, and it's like, well, that could be done now. That's not as big a deal. But then it's like, oh my god, he's controlling a car with a phone.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I know. And you had the late great Desmond Llewellyn, who played Q, the quartermaster. And he was always so funny. He was always really great, and he played off Bond really well.
Yeah, I love the choice. Now it got me wanting to watch Bond.
Same.
Well, you can
Sorry,
shortcut
guys.
it. Watch Austin Powers. They'll make it a little.
Yeah, baby.
All right, great pick for Ryan. Yeah, that really was. That's a heck of a rap sheet. How you doing, Kal-El?
Hey, Kal-El. Glad to see you back.
Yeah. What's up, my man? Yeah, Kal-El is awesome. It's sometimes when I want to hop into the streams, it's like all you guys are already in there for the IG streams, and it's like, it's okay. I enjoy just listening to you guys. Because Kal-El is in, Jerry's always in, Movie Hunter. It's fun to just listen.
It's never the same thing. You never know what you're going to jump into or anything.
No. That's what so when I was on the one yesterday, I thought it was kind of nice. I love talking movies, but sometimes it's nice to just talk life. That's kind of, there's a little bit of talking outside of movies. So that was nice.
Talk about the weather, gas prices, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Second Sight is my favorite boutique label. Put out nothing but fire. Yeah, they're The Witch release that's coming.
Oh, nice. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten into them yet, but they'll get me soon enough.
They're really nice. And their prices for their box sets, I think they're super reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Revenge is amazing. Absolutely. I'm really curious how Mel will like it. I hope she likes it. What about the score? Can't find Vampire in Brooklyn is so good and never got released. There is a ton of scores that never got released. It's a bummer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, originally it's a crappy soundtrack, but never the score.
Yeah.
What is all your
Who Lions?
on the biodegradable CD albums they created out of recycled paper? I don't actually know about that. You guys?
Mm-mm.
I vaguely remember that. I think that may have been late 90s.
Huh.
Or maybe early 2000s. And I could be completely wrong because I'm wrong a lot. So
I'm kind of curious. Did they? I'm curious. Does something like that hold up at this point? Or?
I don't think they do.
Now I know why you want to hate me. Now I know why you want to hate me. Because hate is all the world's even seen lately. It seems like Guardians bring soundtracks back from mainstream. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was huge for soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Driver was big too. That sold a ton.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad was good, even though the movie was terrible.
Yeah, I really dug that Heathen song. I like it. Hey ladies, hey fellas. If there is a nice score in the trailer but isn't in the movie, sometimes it hurts. I can see it. I'm okay with different music in the trailer. What would you say is the most iconic film score of all time? Iconic.
Oh,
In my mind, I already know one.
Star Wars.
would have to be there.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Or Jaws.
Or Jaws. Yeah.
yeah.
Anything John Williams.
John Williams, basically.
70s and 80s John Williams. That's the answer.
Anything. All written by.
The Harry Potter theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Crazy.
Indiana Jones is super iconic though too.
Yep.
But that goes back to John Williams.
Jurassic Park, also John Williams.
Jurassic, yeah.
Yeah, basically John Williams. If he composed it, it's iconic.
Yeah.
Basically. Every 3 or 4 years, he'd make one.
The score from Platoon is probably my favorite score. That's a good one.
Yeah. Platoon is good. Yeah.
Putting my kids through college.
The Apex kickbacks.
I remember they used Danny Elfman's Batman score for promo of Batman Forever, and Robin wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, they were smart to do that, weren't they?
There were several things that carried over from the Burton stuff into that was supposed to, and then a lot of it got cut, except for I think some of Burton's footage.
Well, wasn't the initial
he produced
plan,
it.
Burton was supposed to carry on before people complained that Returns was too dark, right? Wasn't that supposed to be the plan?
McDonald's didn't sell enough toys, so they had to make it more toyetic. Was the actual word they used?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I love Batman Returns. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Batman
my
Robin was
Because
like
it was
a
so
90-minute movie to sell toys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Batman Forever and Batman and Robin too, but for very different reasons.
But you can't fault them. They sold a heck of a lot of Happy Meals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want a Joe Schumacher cut.
I'm getting that hologram Bruce image on my arm. Oh my god!
The face.
Dude, End of Days soundtrack. I freaking love that soundtrack.
That Everlast song on there is awesome.
It's so good. Yeah, that's a damn good one. I actually have that over on. I have a bunch of CD soundtracks off to my side here, and that's in there along with the Scream soundtracks, and good stuff.
That was a good movie too.
Yeah, I like that. That didn't do that well though. That was towards the tail end of Arnold before becoming governor, and I liked it. It was very different from a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that one all the way through. At least it's been like 20 years if I did.
I think people went in though with like he was still Action Arnold, and it's a different.
Yeah, that's not what that is. No.
Yeah.
I like the 6th Day or whatever. That was interesting.
6 days. I like almost all Arnold, to be honest. But next live stream with 100 likes, Ken gets an Apex tattoo. Next live stream in general, because that's pretty easy. Not one of my live streams that won't happen, but
don't tempt me. I'm already covered in tattoos. I'm happy to get an Apex tattoo. No problem.
On his lower back.
I'm not going to get a tramp stamp.
Oh, he says it needs to be 500.
We'll do it.
Make it happen. Wait, horror in 4K is British?
Ken knew that. He knew I was British.
I'll see what I can do. All right. How are the duck or slaps though?
The duck's hilarious.
All right. So we'll go with mine next, and then we'll go through the extra stuff. And did you guys happen to look at John Williams and have an idea on a 10-year idea for him?
I got mine.
Yeah. So Tony, if you wanted to, why I'm talking, if you just wanted to look what you might pick for John Williams, don't railroad me too much for my super generic choice, but I really like it. So, okay. So, one of my favorite types of music, besides my rock and new metal and stuff, is I love synth music. I love electronic music. And one of the only composers I've seen live, which was amazing, happens to be a director, but I didn't pick him because of that. I picked it because he has a tremendous group of movies that, what was the time range? 1980 through 1988. And that is John Carpenter. I know it's a generic choice, but John Carpenter put out some of the some of my favorite scores of all time. And the crazy little things with him is he got into scores not because he thought he was the best fit for it, but because he thought he could do an okay enough job and save the movie money. He did it just to save the movie money. And it turns out he was damn good at it. But in 1980, he put out The Fog, which this score is great. We got Halloween 2 in 1981. We've got Escape from New York in 1981. We have Season of the Witch is 82. I'm looking over at the years so I don't screw it up. We've got Christine in 83. This is one of my favorite scores of him. I really love the Christine score. I do not have the vinyl for Big Trouble in Little China, but that is 86. We've got Prince of Darkness in 87. And 88, we have They Live. Technically, I'd be able to go to 89, but he did not have anything in 89. But I feel that group of movies is freaking stellar. And the one problem I had is, if you notice, I didn't have Halloween, the first one. I had Halloween 2 on there. Because Halloween is 78, and that would have meant cutting off They Live. And I feel Halloween 2 score is close enough. It's got the same themes. I'm okay cutting off the first Halloween and having Halloween 2 to keep They Live, because the They Live score is that damn good. I am a big fan of his music. I actually thought this one would go out of everybody else. So I guess that tells you how well everyone else did digging in. And I picked this super generic but awesome choice. So I kind of feel bad about that, but I do really love my choice. And my God, does he put on an amazing live show. He is such a cool guy.
He was my number 3, if you feel better.
You got to fix that Big Trouble in Little China not having that record, man.
I missed the Mondo release.
I've got this Big Trouble in Little China LP that came with the Scream Factory release.
Yeah. The
literally the only record in my house.
The Mondo release for the soundtrack went like very quickly, and I have to buy it on the secondary market, and I just didn't get to that yet. But yeah, I absolutely need it, especially considering out of that range, I have every single other one. I'm just missing that.
Yeah.
I even love his solo stuff, all his solo stuff, like his Lost Themes albums and everything. I love all of that.
Yeah. I was going to see him live, but he was in concert like 2 days after my kid was born. So yeah. I planned ahead and assumed that was going to happen, luckily. Even though he was only like a block away from the hospital, so I could have went and seen him, but my wife might have not like that so much.
I do not know when or if he will tour again, but I can't possibly recommend it enough. Yeah. He plays scenes from the movies on like a screen in the back as he's playing the music that accompanies it, and it's so good. I had a blast. Sorry for my really generic choice.
That's an awesome
It's a good choice.
I mean, Carpenter,
it's a good choice.
Yeah.
Those notes.
Like I said, I was going to be my third choice if I would have had one.
So would you guys have? Sorry, go ahead.
Horror. Yeah, we cut horror off.
Sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying, Matt?
Sorry. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, he's iconic. I mean, he was just, from what I can understand from what the documentaries I've seen was, he was just messing around on the piano, and he came up with a score for Halloween. He was just messing around.
Yeah.
And now that's the iconic sound that we know today is Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, he cut his family, like he learned music from his father. He was already musically inclined going into Halloween, but that was not his plan. It was literally just to save money in the production of Halloween.
Yeah, because he was in a band with like the guy who directed Halloween 3, whose name is blanking right now, I believe, right? At the time.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah. I think so. I think he played guitar though in the band.
Yeah, he's so damn good.
Yeah.
I seriously, I had a backup. I had two backup choices actually, but I was like, someone's gonna pick John Carpenter. But now you guys come and pick much cooler, lesser known ones, and then I go with John Carpenter.
No, it's still an awesome pick.
Yeah. I almost.
Oh, yeah.
He was almost my backup choice if I didn't do Danny Elfman. So.
Do you know what? It's nice that all of us had an original choice that no one sort of went, oh, hold on. You know.
Well, besides Tony lost his first choice right away, but
Yeah. We had these same exacts too.
but Tony's backup is damn good though. So
yeah.
Yes.
I agree. It being the same as them.
All right, so we'll run through comments again, and then how about we'll give off what we think for John Williams, since I am glad no one chose John Williams then, because that does feel like the much easier street than even John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like I said in the group chat that we was all in, it just feels like a cop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's finding the years you might want to use is hard, but the choice is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 50 years of just amazing music with him.
Right.
Quack. Henry Cavill for next Bond.
Idris
Yeah,
Elba, right? Whatever.
Huh?
Idris Elba. Come on.
I just Elba would be great. I think he's too old at this point though, like
Yeah,
for a franchise. I actually really like the Tom Hardy choice that was thrown around.
Yeah.
They'll have to put a mask on him the whole time, though.
Yeah.
The only way you can act.
Oh, you can talk like this.
Do soundtracks make the movie, or do movies make the soundtrack?
50-50.
More often than not, soundtracks make the
I
movie.
think they
probably.
both complement each other.
Yeah.
They should.
I mean, if I didn't watch Halloween, but I heard that John Carpenter score for Halloween, I would still think that was creepy as hell, you know, without seeing Halloween. So, you know, I think both scores and the movie, I think they complement each other quite well.
There is actually I can't remember the name of the YouTube channel, but they actually remove music from scenes so that you can see the scene play out without the music, and it's crazy. You lose all emotional impact and everything without the music. Music is the cue that's telling you how to feel in a scene.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Cal says both. What's up, Jim? It depends on the movie. Top Gun soundtrack made the movie, while Indiana Jones made the soundtrack. I love the Indiana Jones scores. Oh my god, they're so good. Jaws score is iconic. It is, and it's only a couple of notes. Just those couple of notes are so iconic. A soundtrack can elevate a movie more than might not can save it. Yeah, it's a soundtrack. Yeah. More often than not, when I'm leaving a great movie, the soundtrack, the score will be what sticks in my head, and I'll be like, damn, I need to buy it. Did you guys see News of the World?
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that was my first thought when I finished watching that, is the score is amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty movie, and it sounds pretty and it looks pretty, that's for sure.
Jaws has a great score. Soundtrack can help elevate. Yep. Soundtracks definitely add more to a movie for sure. Yeah, like I said, soundtracks, and you have good cinematography, and you're gonna probably win me over. That's 1917 won me on those two aspects. My God, the score.
God, it's so good.
Yeah, the score by Thomas Newman and the cinematography by Roger Deakins never misses. But
I tried to pick Thomas Newman.
I did too,
but I just couldn't find 10 years that worked well. So I was like, I'll go with someone else.
No, I had three choices. My third choice was going to be Thomas Newman, and it was going to start at Shawshank.
That's what I was probably going to do. Yeah.
American Beauty is amazing. You have Green Mile in there, and you have Road to Perdition in that 10-year span. Those are
and Finding Nemo.
So yeah, that was my number 3 choice because it's good. I didn't have as much physical stuff to show, so I'm like, I'll bump him down to 3. On Golden Pond, which of your favorite films has, or on Golden Pond, which is one of my favorite films, has one of my favorite scores? Ooh, all right. I don't know that one.
Oh, it's a good one.
Ooh, I'm gonna actually write that down right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to buy that.
I trust you, so I'm writing that down.
Does On Golden Pond even have a Blu-ray release? It's still on DVD, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's just DVD.
Yeah.
So much stuff trapped on DVD. Which, actually, speaking of trapped on DVD, I'm going to make an announcement later on also in separate stuff. But next week's stream is actually going to be specifically about movies, recommendations for movies trapped on DVD, Laserdisc, VHS, anything that has not come to Blu-ray. Because I want people to give recommendations for stuff that is just kind of being forgotten to time, essentially. So I think that'd be a lot of fun.
So excluding True Lies, right? You're going to exclude that.
The John Williams.
I'd be okay with 1 or 2 like import choices, but yeah, True Lies feels like a choice that almost everyone would pick. I want people to get recommendations for stuff that they might not know. I think that'd be fun. So, because a lot of times, people aren't really talking about DVD, and there's so many movies trapped on DVD.
And there's nothing wrong with buying DVDs and watching them.
Sometimes I get snobbish myself when I see the transfer on early DVD, and I got to get better about it because some of the stuff is, that's all it's on. It is what it is.
The early stuff is like you're watching a VHS.
Oh, it's rough. Yeah, some of
the rip VHS.
Ooh. I had the DVD for Volcano, and I went to watch it the one day. I'm like, this is a rough DVD. This is bad.
This is gonna show my age, but when we first got the DVD player in the UK, the first DVD that came with it was Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Nice.
Yeah, and that looks awful now.
Great soundtrack.
It looked awful then too. Okay.
Wild Wild West, Jim West, Desperado. Yep. There we go. I sang it now. Talking about score, Terminator. Yes. What's his name? Is it Ben Fidel? I think his name, or Fidel or something. I think that's his name. The composer. The Terminator
score for sure.
Terminator score though is crazy good. Now I'm just gonna be singing the stuff in my head. How y'all like the Stranger Things score? Freaking awesome.
The opening theme is great.
Yeah. Kyle Dixon and I can't remember the other guy's name. The 2 that composed. They got great stuff. I really like them. I have all of the soundtracks so far released for that. Anything John Carpenter has done is better than most. That's just straight facts. I feel so bad choosing such a generic one. It's so good though.
But if you look at Carpenter's, Carpenter's, the movies that they accompany, do they really stand on their own without that score? Because without the score, it definitely takes those movies and bumps them up a lot.
Oh God, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. What's your holy grail of soundtracks that you can't find? I have a few. Child's Play 3 is one. So one I'm going to show. There's probably tons that I can't find overall, but I can't think. But one I do really want the vinyl for that is super out of print and rare. Speaking on Thomas Newman before, but the Passenger score, whatever you think about the movie, the score
is good score though.
It is so good. So I really want the vinyl for this, and it's not easy to find at all. Really like that.
I remember laughing out loud when I saw that got nominated for an Oscar for the score, and then I was like, "Oh, it's Thomas Newman." Okay, that's okay. I was like, that's okay then.
Yeah, it's a legitimately fantastic score. I really, it's beautiful. He writes beautiful music. I love his stuff. Carpenter. At least people liked the Carpenter pick. That's something.
Yeah,
Good.
we all do.
Tim, what do you think about Blade's soundtrack? Oh, Blade is great.
Yeah.
Well, the whole rave scene, the music going during that. Oh, it's awesome.
To be 13 again.
Alan Howarth and Carpenter. Wow, you left Halloween. I think does what I leaving Halloween off, does that make sense though? Would you have picked the first Halloween and left off They Live, or vice versa?
That's why I didn't pick them, honestly, is because I had to have Halloween, but I couldn't. But trying not to lose They Live was the challenge.
Yeah, I feel like you carry enough of the themes into Halloween 2. I felt like you're still getting Halloween.
Yeah.
That was my reasoning behind that.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I go with. I like They Live more than I like Halloween. So
They Live score is
Do you know what has a great soundtrack? Drive with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's another one I looked into. Cliff Martinez, really good music. I looked into him, and another one I looked highly into, like super highly into, but I don't think he had enough in the 10-year span. Was Clint Mansell. I don't know how well you guys know him.
Clint Mansell's good. I thought that's who you were going to pick. Sorry about my dog being loud.
He was a major choice, but then when I looked at the amount of stuff he did in the 10 years, it's like it's not enough. Like he did Moon within there, Requiem for a Dream, which is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
And his score to The Fountain is so damn good.
Yeah, really good too.
But there just wasn't enough in there. But
I looked at him too.
Yeah. And it would have been outside the 10 years, but Black Swan is incredible also.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All his Darren Aronofsky stuff is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love his stuff. I put on Requiem for a Dream score pretty often, like super often.
It's really good.
I listen to that more than I'll watch the depressing movie, even though it's great.
They used that music in every trailer too in the early 2000s. I remember.
Yeah.
But to go back to that argument of music and trailers not being in movies, I'm like, because it's all from Requiem for a Dream. It's the same score in every trailer.
Yeah, that Lux Eterna song, it was used in like even TV shows and stuff like that too. Like, it was like in CIS, one of them, there was used for like a chase scene or something like that. The Fog score is beast, so is Halloween 3. Yeah. I love all of it. You guys like Halloween 3, the movie? Like as a movie?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. That's my second favorite Halloween movie.
Same for me. Yeah. I'd go 1 then 3.
Yep. Only because it's the first one.
there is people though that still they hate 3. I love it.
They just need to watch it 7 or 8 more times and they'll get it.
Hey guys,
it's what it takes, but you'll get it.
Yeah. Thanks, Huck. It's fun. I love talking scores, even though these guys schooled me with a couple of the choices. I'm happy with that. I like to learn. I'm okay. I don't know everything. I like to learn new stuff, so I'm happy to learn new composers.
Absolutely, me too.
Don't get me into vinyl, guys. I collect enough already.
Right.
Yep.
Loving the physical media accompaniment, Tim, with the vinyl. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a whole vinyl soundtrack collection video. I have a lot of it. A lot of money invested into vinyl.
What's that? Tim came with props.
Yeah. I couldn't resist. Season of the What? Halloween 2018, I will say that might be top 2 soundtrack in the series. 2018 is a damn good one.
It is really good, yeah.
Yeah. Nice logic there. All right, there. Ken liked my logic on leaving off Halloween. It was tough, though. Okay, so we'll stop the comments for the moment, and let's go with our John Carpenter years. So who'd like to
John
go
Williams.
John Williams. The John Carpenter ones will all be the same.
Yeah, sorry. John Williams. That's my bad. John Williams.
All right. Am I starting again?
Go for it, yeah.
Okay.
We'll just leave it small screen for this.
Fair enough. So I went from 1974 to 1983. I tried to squeak in Fiddler on the Roof, but it was 1 year off, so I couldn't do it. I wrote down some facts about him. He has 53 Oscar nominations, assuming that the internet is correct, which is the most out of any person who's alive. Yeah. So at this point, 1974, he already won his first Oscar in 1972 for Fiddler on the Roof. 1975, he wins his second for Jaws. 77, he gets double nominated for Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is another score that has like a 5-note score, and it's memorable. And Star Wars, which he won for Star Wars. And then in 1982, he won for everyone's favorite movie, E.T., which is ridiculously good. But yeah, from 1974, he got nominated for like 3 Oscars in the same year, including Towering Inferno. He did Eager Sanction with Clint Eastwood, Jaws, I already said, Family Plot, Missouri Breaks, Midway, Black Sunday, New Hope, Close Encounters, The Fury, Jaws 2, apparently, Superman, which is one of my all-time favorite scores, which he was also nominated for, Dracula, 1979 and 1941, Empire Strikes Back, which he was nominated, Raiders of the Lost Ark, which he was nominated and should have won for, Heart Beeps, of all things, and E.T., which he won, and then Montsegur and Return of the Jedi is 1983, so that is the last of that decade.
Damn.
Yeah, it's hard. It's tough to not include Jurassic Park and Schindler's List in 1993, but then it's like, yeah, okay. He got 4 of his 5 Oscars in this 10 years, so it's pretty damn reasonable.
I actually went with because Jurassic Park is my all-time favorite score and my all-time favorite movie. I couldn't not include it.
Right.
I went with 90 to 99, which just the stuff that's memorable to me. But Home Alone 1 and 2, Hook, Jurassic Park and Lost World, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, and Star Wars Episode 1. That's that is awesome stuff. And it pained me leaving off, Jaws and Star Wars and besides Episode 1 and Indiana Jones and stuff, but I couldn't not have Jurassic Park.
Right. That was a good year too, yeah.
What do you got, Tony?
So I did 1980 through 1989 with Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Return of the Jedi, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Witches of Eastwick, which is great. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that movie or not, but Empire of the Sun's another one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, underrated.
Accidental Tourist. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that movie. It's a good movie. It's got a good score. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Born on the 4th of July, and Always.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Epic.
What do you got, Ryan?
So I'm going to kind of cross over you. I had 89 to 98 because I had to put in Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, Born on the 4th and Born of the 4th of July. Like those are 2, and of course 98 was the year I graduated, so I just had to end on that.
Yeah.
But Saving Private Ryan in 1998 was phenomenal as well. Sleepers, that's another movie I think people is underrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're darn close on that one.
And he did JFK and Hook also in those years too.
Yeah, I love JFK.
I don't know if you mentioned those or not.
Yeah, actually, I didn't mention JFK, but I did mention Hook. The Hook score is great.
Hook is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
so many quotable lines from that movie.
Yeah.
I hate Peter Pan.
What years do you got, Matt?
I've got. Do you know what? All of you guys have named off the classics. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna go for 2001 to 2004, and that is the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, all the way to the Prisoner of Azkaban. I love the score to Harry Potter. I think that makes it magical. I think the score helps it be magical. So I find that there's one particular score called Leaving Hogwarts by John Williams, and I know I mentioned this a few times with John Barry. It just gives me goosebumps. Just you feel it. It's real. It's just it's beautiful. So I'm going 2001, 2004, and that is the Sorcerer's Stone to the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Can't lose there. His Harry Potter stuff.
He only did those two, actually, didn't he? He only did the original in Azkaban, right?
He did.
Or did he do two?
The original, I think he did Chamber of Secrets, and then
Azkaban.
He didn't do the others though. He did do the others.
Yeah, it shows.
Yeah.
So, all of them are great. I mean, you really can't lose with John Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy none of us picked him then as a choice because I mean, it is super easy. Yeah. I'll run through a little bit more of the comments, and then what was the one question? It was best soundtrack.
Soundtrack.
Right? Yeah, best soundtrack.
Our favorite soundtrack.
Yeah. I have one in mind for that. So
before we get into the thing, my backup was not Grammy Revell to Hugh Wendiga, whatever his name is, but Alan Silvestri.
Ooh,
he's awesome.
My backup.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I actually had two different decades for him. So 85 to 94, and then also 2010 to 2019. But I'm more 2010 to 2019. He was doing a lot of the Marvel stuff. But my pick was 85 to 94 when he was doing like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Am I on the right one? Yes, I am. I'm not Who Framed Roger.
All the Zemeckis stuff.
Cat's Eye, Back to the Future, Summer Rental, Clan of the Cave Bear, Delta Force, Flight of the Navigator, Predator, Overboard, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Mac and Me, which I mean it's not a great movie, but my Stepmother's an Alien, The Abyss, Back to the Future 2 and 3, Young Guns 2, Predator 2. I mean, the list goes on, and he's another one that I think's really, really good. And then he kind of slacked off a little bit, and then he got back into it with the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, he did Captain America and stuff. Yeah, those are the best scores in the whole Marvel universe.
He did Infinity War and Endgame as well. So.
Yep.
Anyone else have backups they want to mention, or?
Sorry, Tim.
No problem. That slipped my mind actually, so that's good. If anyone else,
Tony already picked mine, so we picked each other's.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I looked into a lot of people, but I also looked into James Horner because he had a lot of great stuff.
That was my third or fourth backup was James Horner.
That's a good shout.
What was that?
That's a good shout. James Horner is incredible.
Yeah. Yes,
he's good.
Yeah. James Newton Howard I looked into a lot of.
Good. Yeah.
Bill Conti. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So like Bernard Herrmann, people like that. It's just hard to like pinpoint decades for them, but they have like all these iconic scores.
Yeah.
Or Ennio Morricone.
I couldn't. I looked and there was two. I couldn't pinpoint a time frame for him.
Yeah, exactly. They've been around for 1,000 years.
If I had Morricone, I would want The Thing in there, but then you're excluding, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and early stuff like that. So it's like
and Hateful Eight with standing.
Ooh, next one actually is a great one. Jerry Goldsmith. Oh my God, did he put out?
Yeah, he's good too.
Great stuff.
Yes.
Better get love or I'm canceling all of you.
Star Trek, right? Or am I mixing
also, his Gremlins, Burbs, like he had great scores. I probably had like 10 people written down as I was trying to narrow stuff down.
I didn't even think about it. I've actually got a composer on my shirt right now. They did the soundtrack to Swiss Army Man, Manchester Orchestra.
Oh, that's
Andy Hall.
Yeah, it's really cool now how you could almost anyone could come up and write a score now to a movie as like a one-off. You never know.
Yeah, and I think Andy Hall and the guitarist of Manchester Orchestra, his name escapes me right now. They've also done another soundtrack for another movie that the director of Swiss Army Man did, and it escapes me right now. But that Swiss Army Man soundtrack is fantastic.
What do you guys think about Johnny Greenwood?
He's outstanding.
His There Will Be Blood score.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's There Will Be Blood is so good. That's another one that's always in my constant
Chef
rotation.
Kiss. Yeah.
I think Hans Zimmer is going to end up winning for Dune this year, but I'd be very, very happy if Johnny Greenwood won for Power of the Dog.
Oh, that's a good score.
Yeah.
So that score works very well outside of the movie, except for that detuned piano song. That's a rough to listen outside of the movie.
Out of context. That's
yeah,
a problem with soundtrack.
Yeah.
Original soundtracks with like songs. Like if it's in the movie, it's always good, but if it's good outside of the movie, then it's a good song.
Yeah.
And that's what people seem to not look for a lot of times.
Tim, I think John Carpenter as a composer is more creative than you think, as most don't really think of him as a composer. Yeah, it's very possible. A lot of people don't. Because I listen to so much scores, I think of him just as much as a composer as I do as a director, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's composed about as many movies as he directed, so.
Yeah. I'm really big into the synth. There's another guy that is big with synth scores, but for the life of me, I would never be able to pronounce his name. Seriously, it's let's see. I would never be able to pull it off. Composer. All right, so I'm not even. So Wojciech, and then his last name is Goldsmith. I can't even pronounce. I literally can't pronounce this. Let's see if
it's all consonants somehow.
I can't.
Wojciech.
Okay, that's
Wojciech, something like
yeah,
that.
I couldn't. But he does synth scores. He did like "We Are Still Here" and "Beyond the Gates" and "Tonight She Comes." I like it a lot, but I can't for the life of me pronounce that. Question for y'all: what movie has two scores in a sense? Answer in the next comment. Tron Legacy.
Tron Legacy's score is so good.
Yeah.
Actually had that CD. I sold it recently on Mercari, but it's so good.
It's a shame Daft Punk is done.
Yeah.
Tim doing Will Smith. Get it? No one wants to hear any more of my singing, though. My singing's rough. What's funny is I sing a lot at home, and no one in the house wants to hear it. My singing is terrible.
That's why you're supposed to sing alone in the car.
Or in the
I
shower.
do.
There's better acoustics in the shower.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the FedEx truck, and I'm jamming on the steering wheel and singing. People probably think I'm crazy because I have the door like wide open, and yeah.
Packages are flying everywhere.
That's incredible. Doing yours, Limp Bizkit, take a look around.
There's stuff that plays in my truck blasting that when people pull up, they probably think I'm such a tool with what I'm listening to. And I don't care. Yes,
So,
Limp Bizkit does pop into my mix.
Do you listen to Static X?
Yeah, I love Static X.
Okay.
Yes, love them. It's a shame I never got to see them live, but I love their stuff. The album "The Machine" is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Wisconsin Death Trip. Love that CD.
Yeah, so good. Marconi has an amazing career. Dude was a genius. Yes. Okay, Brad. Yes, that's Terminator. I was on the right track. That's the Terminator composer.
Oh yeah. The score to the first Terminator is good, and a lot of people only think of the second one, but I think the first opening theme of the first one is so good.
Yep. My Man, forever a gem of a movie and a soundtrack. Do any of you have high hopes for the fourth season soundtrack of Stranger Things? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be right on par with the rest, I think.
We'll end up getting season 3 on physical. We'll get all the releases. They'll get everything back and swinging. I think they're going to end season 5, aren't they? Is what they were talking about.
Yeah. I am
It's usually
curious
better when those end early.
I am curious how
with
the show. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say with the 2-year takeoff with COVID and all that, they've kind of. I'm sure they probably wanted to go like 6-7 seasons, but now they're going to have to cut it short because of the age of the kids now.
That's basically what I was going to mention. Is hopefully the way things work in, like they all look way older now, so hopefully that plays into the story, and don't act like this is just right afterward.
Yeah, maybe some time change. Flash forward or something.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
It'll be
fortunately,
gradually
the end of
called.
season 3, they move out of the house. They kind of
Mhm.
it shows them going different ways, so they could easily do a time jump. If it would have ended with them like with some big fight with a monster or something like that, and that would have ended season 3, they would be completely screwed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really hope Target gets the special packaging for this season 3.
Yes.
Yeah, I really do.
Even though the season 1 and 2 didn't sell very well.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah,
As
we're
long
going
as
to
they don't put those
$3 there.
as long as they don't put those foam holders like they did in season 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were almost trying to give those away. It was
They
Yeah,
did.
it was seriously like $3 one time when I went there, and I still didn't buy it.
I bought a couple extras just because they were so cheap.
I think they actually go for a little bit of, not like a lot of money, but a little bit of money on eBay now.
Mm.
Right.
People didn't
Someone
take
at the
advantage
store
of
went to
that.
the other day, so we grabbed it.
Funny things, I'd never seen Passengers, but have the score and it's really good. Yeah. So movie wise, I actually like Passengers, but it's it kind of makes me think it's one of those like moral dilemma type movies because you're essentially, to me, you're committing murder by when he releases her. It's essentially murder. She's doomed to death. Granted, you don't know what's happening later in the movie, but for his knowledge, that's basically killing her. So it's one of those like moral quandaries, and I kind of like that about it because I don't know what I would do.
The concept of the movie's great. It just got very soap opera-y.
Oh yeah,
towards the end. My wife and I were just laughing our asses off the whole time in the theater.
By the second half, like it got super deep into the whole love story, but I like the whole idea behind it. I thought it was really good.
Good concepts, yeah. And it was like it was a good director and everything too. It's just like, what happened here?
Passengers is a love-hate movie for me. Yeah, I guess that'd be a way I could sum it up. I don't love everything about it, but I love when a movie will make me think about it way after I've seen it.
Yeah. It looks good in 4K too.
Oh my God, it's one of the best 4Ks, I think. It's excellent 4K. Requiem for a Dream has a great score. Yeah, I actually just picked it up today on vinyl at Barnes & Noble, actually.
Well, that's a great find.
Yeah, it was only like $21 or something like that. It was, I couldn't not grab it. It's so good. What is the barking dog's name? I don't have a dog barking in my background. I don't.
Talking about me?
Cinephile's dog. Yeah.
He's a Pomeranian. His name is Zion. He's basically blind and deaf.
Huh?
Oh.
He's sucking on his little stuffed Kermit toy right next to me right now.
Oh.
I also have my cat who won't stop bothering me. Oliver, he's right here. So. He's in many of my videos. You'll see his tail a lot in my videos doing this. When I'm talking about award season.
Hey, he looks familiar now. I recognize that tail.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised he hasn't been sitting with me the whole time. But yeah.
That's adorable.
He's the nicest cat ever. It's ridiculous.
They need to think of Season of the Witch as a standalone movie. It essentially is a standalone movie. We should do a show on. I was thinking about a show on cinematographers too.
I was same.
Yeah. I'd kind of like to touch on pretty much all major aspects of movies, so I think it'd be fun. Harry Mandolfini would be my pick.
Yeah, there you go. I said he had a good decade between 80 and 89.
Yeah. Like I said, look up a picture of his signature. It's so cool looking. John Williams, the King. Yeah. Yeah.
I did. That's a Superman.
Yeah.
So it's one of my favorite sports of all time.
Yeah.
Nominated for an Oscar. Should have won.
75 to 84. Come on, guys. Jaws, Indy, Star Wars, E.T. There's no Jurassic Park in there, man. I can't go with that.
Well, I said 74 to 83. That's pretty much the same.
Yeah. Plus, I could not have Home Alone 2 because that goes on every Christmas. I love that score.
Home Alone does have a really good score.
Yeah. Alan is great. Predator and Captain America. Yeah.
Yeah.
Predator score is awesome.
I didn't know he did Predator. I forgot about that. That's awesome.
Yeah. What about Naked Gun? That has a memorable score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the Naked Gun score, or is that the Files of Police Squad score, though? Is it the same? Was that the TV theme, or is it just in the movies?
Who did Master and Commander? I'm looking it up, but I don't know if anyone knows.
Here, I can find it. I got it right behind me.
Actually,
If I could read with my glasses on.
There's actually 3 people listed.
Yeah.
Iva Davies, Christopher Gordon, and Richard Tognetti.
Yep.
I don't know any of them.
I don't either. That's funny. Speaking of good cinematography, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, oh my God, cinematography can. My mind will almost shut off if if what's going on screen is like bad dialogue, because it's like, this looks so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Way to win me over. All right, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, and Taxi Driver all scored by Bernard Herrmann. Is great. I did look into him.
Bernard Herrmann, yeah. It's hard to pinpoint that.
Yeah.
Because you can't do Psycho and Taxi Driver because they're 16 years apart.
Yeah.
He was the first one I thought of looking up, actually.
Yeah. I'd say it. I looked at a lot of older composers, and it's like stuff was too spread out. Yes, Convicted Cinephile. Terminator 1 has a great feel, a lot of different vibes. It feels awesome together.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry stopped in. Hey, Jerry.
Jerry.
Get on, Jerry.
He'll probably be on IG Live immediately after this or during it.
Well, I think he was doing an IG Live like at the beginning of this, and I think he just realized that it was going on.
I'll pop on afterward if he's going. Is there a score that you love more now than when you first bought it? Was Zion named after the Matrix films?
He was adopted with that name, so I don't know. I highly doubt it. I got him when he was like a year old. Now he's like 13. So.
And as for
the percent he was, though, if that makes you happy.
As for a score that grew on me after I bought it, I don't know, because typically I buy the score after I've seen the movie and really liked it, so I already liked it going in. I don't blind buy scores too often unless I really like the composer. I might blind buy a score, but I typically don't. That's gonna make me think though now. Any of you have that? I don't know how. Do you guys buy scores really, or no?
No, but after this, I think I might start buying scores.
Right.
Yeah, I got a Halloween Kills vinyl.
Oh, nice.
I'll tell my Alexa to play all movie scores. I was playing games with my buddies last night, and he just has movie scores on in the background the whole time, and I heard like Superman and a bunch of Danny Elfman stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, it's getting excited for today. That's perfect.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of soundtracks, maybe 1 or 2 scores for like on CD, but no, I don't have any vinyl. But
yeah, it's So I also in my truck I'm listening to film scores sometimes too. I tend to, if I'm in a good mood, I'm listening to The Rock and stuff, and if I'm in a shitty mood, I'm listening to like scores because I don't know, calm music kind of calm me down. But a couple of people give me weird looks. Like I'll pull up and like the Jaws theme is going. You know what I
mean? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I typically buy the soundtracks to movies, but not really just focused on the scores.
Yeah, I have a lot of soundtracks too, but I think I have more film scores than soundtracks. Good question, Chrissy. It was a good question because I can't think of a good answer for it. It's gonna make me think. Oops, hold on. Yeah, you made it. Sorry, no problem. At least you stopped in. All right, we're about to the end of trying to stay away from Vinyl Rabbit Hole. It is a super rabbit hole, but it's so much fun.
Yeah. You got to save all that money, Movie Hunter, on those import steelbooks you're going to start buying here next week or so.
Yes.
And vinyl is one of my favorite things to get signed, though, because it looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good wall art.
Artwork in the company usually it's just you can literally hang a record on a wall and call it a piece of art 9 times out of 10
Yeah.
with some of those covers.
Oh, 100%.
That's what made
So-
Laserdisc great.
Before we go towards the end now, how about we do that favorite soundtrack? Not score, but favorite soundtrack.
Sure.
Anyone want to go first?
I will.
First.
Or,
Go ahead. I was going to say,
I don't care. I'm ready, but whoever.
so I grew up in the 80s, you know, just like Ryan, and Footloose was always my favorite soundtrack.
Ooh,
Footloose.
Nice.
ooh, that's a good one.
If
Do
I-
you like the Dirty
If I was
Dancing?
going to pick an 80s soundtrack, I would go with Purple Rain, probably.
Mm.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
That-
I gotta go. Lost Boys.
Ooh, Mel would love that answer.
Yeah.
There's so many classics on that album.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you got the Doors with People Are Strange. You've got Cry Little Sister. You've got the guy with the saxophone. The guy with the saxophone on the pier.
Timmy Capello. Timmy
Yeah,
Capello.
Yeah,
The guy
Timmy
with the
Capello.
saxophone.
Yeah, incredible. So it's just iconic. It's such an iconic soundtrack. So that's my pick.
That's a good one.
I'm going to show my age here, but I'm going to go American Graffiti. I have a weird thing for oldies, and I just love the early 60s music for some reason. And there's like 60 songs on that soundtrack.
Awesome. That's a great pick.
So part of me, so soundtrack wise, part of me would say I love the La La Land soundtrack, like the actual singing. But instead of going with stuff that was created for the movie, how about Goodfellas? The Goodfellas soundtrack, incredible. That really makes the movie. Like the music is just as important to that movie.
Oh yeah.
But my pick, I'd have to go with
Anyways.
my favorite movie, and that's The Crow. That soundtrack just all the way through, just hardcore, really gets you in the mood for that movie. Some great stuff on there. Even City of Angels soundtrack's great. I mean, you got Filter, Holes on there. There's a couple other good bands.
The Doors.
Those two are probably my two favorite. I actually wore out my first Crow soundtrack, and I just finally got a new one about 2 or 3 months ago after searching for one.
Those are all awesome choices. Think of Tim Talk's theatrical vinyls. I love my vinyl. Ooh, completed the collection. No kidding. He completed his steelbook plan. That is, damn.
Oh, he must have finally pulled the trigger. He was just looking for the original Up, the fat one that Disney's put out at the first. That was the last one he needed. So he must have
Damn.
ordered it tonight.
I think
Can
he's got
I
to go with
have
imports now.
can I have an honorable mention
Oh,
on
yeah. Go for it.
composure and soundtrack?
Yeah.
Giorgio Moroder, Scarface, and the Scarface soundtrack. I think that's another good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a really good one.
definitely. That's another one that's just iconic.
God, I got to rewatch Scarface. I haven't seen that since DVD days. I've never even watched the Blu-ray yet.
Yeah, I need to see it again too.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
The 4K looks pretty good. I mean, it's not like the best transfer, but it's definitely a step up on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I got that 4K and never popped it in yet. I got the cool version with the globe.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Still, I've never seen Scarface. That's like the one thing that I've never seen that everyone's like, what? Because
Yeah,
everyone talks about it all the time and talks it up so much that I just stopped caring. But I've been getting into Brian De Palma movies through like Scream Factory because I love and the pictures because I love Blowout.
Blowout's
And I just-
fantastic. I
Blowout's
just
amazing.
first time last year. I loved it. It's so
Same
good.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
love,
actually bought it
Phantom
off
of
of
Paradise.
Tim's recommendation. That was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
I-
Blowout's great. And Phantom of Paradise is amazing. That's in
Oh
Scream
man, I
Factory
really
too.
recommend you check out Scarface. Just stick it on one
Yeah.
evening.
It's one of those I'll get it eventually kind of things. I just haven't.
Yeah, yeah, it's iconic.
Yeah, I love the Miami aesthetic though. Like watch
Oh, yeah.
Scarface and then go play like GTA Vice City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, 100%.
it's the same thing.
Do y'all like? I'm not going to pronounce. I'm terrible with foreign names.
Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
Yeah.
He did Black Panther, right?
Yeah, he did.
He did the score for
And
Black
his,
Panther. Yeah,
His Mandalorian score. I thought about ordering the big Mondo box set. Oh, I wanted it.
that's good too. I actually saw the Black Panther score live at the Minneapolis Orchestra a few months ago with my wife, and they had the guy who does the drumming from the actual soundtrack there live. It was pretty amazing, actually.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes to Footloose and Purple Rain. Yeah, Dirty Dancing. You guys like Dirty Dancing one also?
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. That was a great 4K too. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a really good 4K.
Yeah, I grabbed the Target one recently. I had it on sale, so I grabbed the Target steelbook.
Yeah, I grabbed both books. They both look great.
Yeah.
The 4K Target exclusive steelbook apparently has jumped in price. So if you picked it up, that's good.
Oh, that's good. I got both versions. So
Yeah.
Karate Kid, good soundtrack. Yeah.
Everything in the 80s had a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Only 80s
Just by
music that me is the muscle sax guy from Lost Boys.
Timmy Capello.
So I brought it up in one of the other streams when Mel brought up Lost Boys. But do you guys know the band Gunship at all?
Mm-mm.
They're a newer like synth type band, but they did a song. I can't remember the name of the song. It might be Dark All Day, but it's basically like a Lost Boys music video mixed with Buffy. It's all animated.
Nice.
It's really cool, and it has the saxophone guy in it with a solo. It's cool.
Oh wow. That's epic.
Yeah, definitely look up the band Gunship. I still believe.
I still believe.
How to think of musical soundtrack? Do they have their own category? Well, soundtrack is the actual singing, like licensed music or
Songs. Yeah.
or songs like La La Land. There's the soundtrack, that's the actual songs they sang, and then there's the actual score as a separate thing, the actual just composed music. Yes, Joker. Since he loves the 60s, do you have vinyl of Ray? No, you're not.
That'd be a good one, though.
There's actually a lot of
Yes, such good songs.
there's a lot of records I still need. My soundtrack collection is actually around 200, but it could be like 1,000. I'd like so much more. Growing up, Space Jam. Welcome to the Space Jam. It's your chance to do your dance at the Space Jam. Hi. Judgment Night. Judgment Night soundtrack is really good.
Yeah.
Charlie the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. 80s movies had great soundtracks. Breakfast Club, Purple Rain, Back to the Future, Flash. Yeah, they are all great. I didn't think about Breakfast Club, but that's a banger. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All the John Hughes ones have good soundtracks, yeah. That's why, like, in the 80s is when they really started to have soundtracks as opposed to scores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, Ludwig is awesome. Great composer. That catches us up on comments. So does anyone else have anything else before we close it out? Anyone got anything to say?
Just what an awesome stream it's been.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's my first official stream
here.
I eventually got it to work, so even better.
Incredible.
I appreciate it. I'd love to do it again.
No problem. Does anyone want to do closing? I can put you full screen if anyone wants any closing stuff they want to say about their channel or anything.
Awesome, yeah. I'm cool with that, yeah.
All right, so I'll put you first then.
Hi guys. It's been a pleasure being on Tim's stream tonight, and you can find me at Horror in 4K on Instagram, where I post videos of my hauls and pictures of what I pick up, and all things Blu-rays and physical media goodness. So yeah, feel free to give me a follow on Instagram, and yeah, it's been awesome being here. Thanks, Tim.
No problem. Ryan, you want to give your outro?
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. This has been great. Panel's been great. These suggestions were fantastic. Again, Ryan, Movies with Ryan. I do have my first live stream. I haven't officially announced this yet. I'm still getting the promo material together. But Tuesday, March 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it'll be me, Jagoda Blue, Pop's Movie Dungeon, and Side Hustle Cinema, and we're going to be going over our 5 favorite horror movies of all time. So it'll be
Ooh.
Tuesday, March 8th. And that's it.
I will be there in the chat. That sounds
Sounds
awesome.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. Tony.
Yeah, so I do love posting on Instagram. I do like to show my collection, so you can definitely see all those photos on Instagram. And I do a few videos every week on my channel, mostly unwrappings of steelbooks and my slipcover Saturday videos. So yeah, and thanks again, Tim, for letting me be a part of this stream. It was great.
No problem. You are always welcome on here, Tony. Everyone here is always welcome. It's gonna on each stream, I'm gonna have a constant mix of new people and then people that have been here before, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So, all
And
right.
if nobody knows, Tony does buy like 1 or 2 movies a week. So
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Triple
Okay.
Dip Tony, I call him.
all right.
Yeah, I'm Derek, the convicted cinephile, not the convinced cinephile, as you have been told through predictive text. But yeah, the SAG Awards are on Sunday, so I'm going to be doing a very happy or very angry reaction to them on Monday. So stay tuned for that. I got some Vinegar Syndrome movies coming in the mail. It's my first Vinegar Syndrome purchase. So I'll be unboxing those. And I got a cool Arrow video set the other day at my local Heroic Goods and Games store, which I did a video about recently. That you should check out, heroicgoodsandgames.com. They sell like trading cards, movies. He had about 300 new Betamax tapes that he just got, and I was so tempted to buy them all, but I don't have room for that crap. But yeah, please give me a follow. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. I don't do much on TikTok, but Instagram, Convicted Cinephile as well. And thank you, Tim, for
All
having
right,
me.
no problem. And like I said, down in the description below should have everybody's links. If you're not subbed to everyone and follow everyone, please do. They're all great guys. And yeah, that's all we got. So have a great night, everyone.
Time to go to
Have a good
sleep.
one.